Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this wave of figures by McFarlane Toys. This is the new Adventures and the new Batman Adventures figure. Has 4 figures. We have Batman, Batgirl, Two-Face, and Killer Croc. And this is the wave, and let's take a look at it and see if it is as good as the original by DC Collectibles. Alright, and here I have all 4 figures outside of packaging, and let's start off with the base. They each come with one of these base. It's just a black plaque with a rod and then a clamp. Not everyone can use this clamp, I don't think so, but comes with one for each. And next up we have these animation reproduction. Let's see, what do they actually call it? Animation cell reproduction. So yeah, it tells you which episode that came from, and then a little synopsis, and then date, air, and directed, story by, and all that jazz. So here are all 4 of them. They aren't I mean, it's just most likely it's just a screenshot of part of the show, and then they printed on some sort of a piece of plastic, and that's it. Because actual animation cell is supposed to have the character and the background separated, but this is just printed on a piece of plastic. So that's the reproduction. And here's the Killer Croc with the baby doll. And then here's the Batgirl. And then here's the Batman. I think they're all, oh no, they're not all pulled from the same episode. I think, let's see, the Batman and the Two-Face are pulled from Sins of the Father. And then the Batgirl and Killer Croc pulled from Love is a Croc. Alright, and here we have all 4 figures, and as far as accessories, let's start off with Two-Face here. Two-Face, and this is the exact same figure back in the days when they did it by DC Collectibles, when DC Collectibles produced these. And so it comes with the briefcase, and then the mask, a watch, and then a couple of hands, and then this particular hand has the coin on it. I was surprised they didn't give us a actual coin for this figure, but instead they have it sculpted on the hand, and they didn't even paint this. And then here's Killer Croc with baby doll, and then he comes with 2 extra hands, and then she comes with a baby bottle, and then comes with a turkey. And then as for Batgirl, she comes with a bunch of hands, and then one hand's holding on to the grapnel gun, and then we have 2 batarangs, and then the front portion of the grapnel gun. And then Batman comes with extra hands and a batarang, and then a grapnel gun, and then one hand's holding on to the grapnel gun, which he has on right now. So let us take a look at these figures individually. Alright, so here's Two-Face, and figure-wise, he is identical. There's the only thing that's different is the type of plastic they use, I believe. Well, not so much the type of plastic, but I guess it is still the type of plastic. This one feels a little glossier than what it was originally, I believe. I have to. I'm not sure if I still have these figures. I know I kept some of them, not all of them, but I'll see if I can find it and do a comparison and splice it in between this video. I'm not sure. I mean, if I don't have the figure, then I won't be able to do a comparison. But just looking at it off the top of, looking at it, it feels solid. But it looks a bit cheaper to me. It does look a little bit cheaper than how it was originally when DC Collectibles made them. And joints are still the same, which are these T-joints, which I was not a fan of in the beginning. and they kept it the same. It would have been nice if they updated some of these joints to be more articulated, and so he could pose a little bit more, but instead everything was kept the same. So basically in reissue, and I am I mean, if you have these figures, I don't think you would want to purchase these again. But if you don't have them, then it's something that you might be interested in getting, because they are nice though. I mean, and they do represent the TV show quite nicely, and it is a good representation of those characters. And let's see what this mask stay on, which I don't think it will, but oh, there you go, it stays on. And Two-Face does not come with a gun. I don't know whether the original version came with a gun or not, but I think that's kind of essential for Two-Face. And this briefcase does open, but be careful, it is they're just bending a piece of plastic on the bottom there, so it has a crease mark already. So after a few more open and shut, I think this thing will fall apart. Then and then he comes with a watch for some reason. But yeah, overall a pretty good looking figure. As far as articulation, let's see, arms can go almost every which way, that's nice. And then single jointed elbow can give you a little less than 90 degrees. And then these wrists are just rotation joint. And then the head is on a ball joint. Nothing around the waist, the torso. There's nothing around the waist. There is a swivel, and then, like I mentioned, the hips are on a T joint, and then the legs can bend 90 degrees, and then the ankles are actually on a swivel. So, yeah, that's Two-Face. Let me give you a closer look at the detailing, and I guess you guys could be the judge of whether this thing is worth getting or not. But here, well, against light, you could clearly see the way the plastic looks, how the plastic looks, and yeah, not the best. And here's the backside, Two-Face. Alright, next up we have Baby Doll and Killer Croc. Let's take a look at the Baby Doll first. Oops. So she looks, and she is articulated. Let's see, head is on a swivel. The hair does not move. Swivel wrist. And then waist, there is a swivel waist, and then single jointed hips, and that's it. She's so tiny that no one's gonna really pose her in dynamic pose anyway. So yeah, and I'll give you a closer look in a little bit. And then here's Killer Croc, and again the plastic is a little too glossy for me, and you can see the swirliness of the plastic. Yeah, this I think this is a step down, definitely a step down from the DC collectibles version because of the plastic. I believe, if I remember correctly, this was done in matte plastic. It was a matte finish, so it doesn't have this cheap glossiness to it, which you could completely see. Look at this. Yeah, it definitely gives this figure a cheaper feel to it, but the figure does feel pretty solid, and I appreciate that. Then the abdominal crunch here, it's good. So now he can look straight at someone when he's attacking them. This is nice, I like that. And then same thing, the T crotch. Then nothing around the knee. There is a swivel around the bottom of the pants, and then there's a hinge for the ankle. And then as for the wrist, this one has hinge. And then there is a bicep which is really tight, and can give you about that much. Oops, sorry, about that much. And then the wrist can go, I mean the shoulder can go really wide, so that's good. And the head movement is quite nice. Up, down, because it is on a ball joint there. So I like this character. But as far as the plastic is concerned, it does look quite cheap. Much cheaper than the original. Alright, next up we have Batgirl. And her, let's see, she looks about the same as the original. Oh no, actually, the plastic is also very glossy and blotchy. Looks a little blotchy, so yeah. What is wrong with this joint here? Feels there's tension on this joint there. So this one's better. So let's go for articulation. Head is on a ball joint, but very limited movement due to the style of the hair. And then shoulders can swing out all the way, and of course rotate 360. And then the elbows are on a single joint. And then wrist goes in and out. And then T-crotch. I mean, yeah. And then nothing around the waist, nothing around the chest. Torso has nothing. Then knee bend almost 90 degrees. And then the ankle does have a hinge and also a pivot. So you can see there. Really good as far as the ankle is concerned. Overall, this figure also looks a little cheap. I will give you a closer look at her. Here she is. And yeah, there's a little flashing up on the ear section. They should have cut that off. Then the paint job on it is just okay. There's a little paint bleed here and there. And then the cape, you can see paint bleeds all over there. And then you could see that plastic, that black plastic. It looks very cheap. And now we're down to Batman here, and I don't know, his skin color looks a little dark. Same with Batgirl. I think the skin tone is a little darker than what they're supposed to be. And then there's Batman, the rest of him. Alright, so let us check out Batman's articulation. Head is on a ball joint, which is nice. The cape is a separate piece, and so it is technically removable. So if you want, you can slide this piece right off. Oh, like I was saying, you can slide this piece right off. Here you can, oops, sorry. Here's the cape, and there's the inside of it. And then here's what Batman looks like without the cape. So you can see ball joint right there. Then while I have him off, then it's easier for me to show the articulation. Shoulders go up to about that much, but you're not going to be able to do any of this because the cape does hinder a lot of the movement. The elbows, I mean the shoulder is practically no usage whatsoever unless they give you a separate cape. That will be the only way for you to articulate Batman, because with this cape, yeah, you're not gonna get any of the shoulder articulation at all. But elbow, wrist, in and out, just like all the other figures. And then the waist there, and then T-crotch, then knee bend. Oh, yeah, it looks very cheap. Look at that. What the hell? This figure looks very cheap. And then the boots, on top of the boots, there's a swivel joint, and then there's a hinge joint, and his feet does pivot as well. So Batman does have quite a bit of range of motion on him, but it is completely hindered by the cape. So here, if you want him to shoot the grapnel gun, let me pop his head back on. He can look up and shoot the grapnel gun if the cape allows it, but it doesn't. So yeah, unless you do a customization of giving him a cloth cape, then you will be able to do some really nice poses for Batman here. But otherwise, if I put this back on, and what we get is no range of motions whatsoever. And there's Batman. But he looks amazing though, just like this. Yeah, I like this look for Batman. Cape. And let's get a closer look at him. Again, the glossiness of the plastic I just don't like for this figure here. Glossiness always feels cheap. So there you have it. I guess all 5 of them here, and I probably would say, if are these figures worth getting? I probably would say no. If you already have these figures, I definitely would not recommend these because they feel very cheap. I mean, they don't feel cheap. They feel pretty solid, but they look cheap. But if you don't have these figures, then it is an option for you to pick up these figures, because they do look nice though. The sculpts are nice. Paint job is just okay, not fantastic, but there are better versions of this Batman out there, but it's gonna cost you a lot more because these are about $25 each, and it doesn't even include a build figure or anything. It's only because of that reproduction cell animation cell reproduction piece. I don't think that's worth it. I rather they charge $25 and then give us a build a figure piece for each of these characters to build another figure out of it, than to have that animation cell thingy, which is not even an animation cell. But so yeah, if you don't have these figures, they're worth getting. If you need them, yeah, they're worth getting. But if you already have the original, definitely not. I would not recommend these if you have the original. So there you have it. These are the new Batman Adventures figure, Wave 1 from McFarlane Toys. Thanks for watching.